Bad plays games.
Hello Pioneers, I hope you're well. My name is Bed, and this is the Satisfactory Plus mod for the game Satisfactory. On the last episode, we built this circular track on the outside of the 4 buildings of Tetra, including between the buildings here, kind of as bridges. Curved bridges. It's perfect and it's awesome. And we also built this framework for cobalt. You can't even tell what machines they are because everything is just plopped down on top of each other. But we're going to fix that, hopefully a little bit today. We've got cobalt ingots being produced, turned into cobalt plates right here, and we're all stocked up. So what do we need? 2,000? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10? Or is it 25? I better grab 2,500 just in case. Perfect. It was 2,500. Oh good, I'm glad I grabbed all of that. And I can't count. I went right from 1,000 to 2,000 because I'm dumb. But we'll get those later. It's not a big deal. But I just wanted to get some of those put in there as a symbolic gesture. And we're well on our way to getting all of these done. Let's see. Oh. And we've got too much to automate. We need to automate computers still. And the automated wiring, we need to automate motors. We need all kinds of factories before we're ready for that. Okay, but let's talk about last episode. Last episode I got a couple of comments. Like this one, friend of the channel Jocko says, why don't I use the elevator mod? Another comment here, this one says, why not try making a helix kind of elevator? I'm not sure if you've seen these. So I was looking for some inspiration and I found these images on Reddit. And I thought we could maybe try to replicate that, because that would be kind of cool. Interestingly enough, I steered away from this idea because I didn't really like the spiral idea on this scale, because I couldn't really figure out a good way that I think it would work. But one of these types of helixes going up and down, I think would be pretty cool and make a lot of sense. And I could run, these train tracks I wouldn't have to delete after all. I would just put the helix right here. So let's do that. Let's try to build a blueprint for a helix. You know what, just for fun, I thought we could run over here to right here. And let's just zoop out a platform. This would be the alternative. What's messing me up? It's this exact one right there, isn't it? There, so now we'll get a feel for maybe how this would look and feel. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to do much with this right now. I just wanted a flat spot to put the blueprint designer down. So let's put it down. Mark 3 blueprint designer. There, I think that's probably good enough. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? So I'm going to put another one right there in this sort of center-ish. Okay. Let's begin. What do I need? Let's build ourselves a hotbar. Let's go to 3, 4. Let's get a fresh one. 5. Okay. We are going to need foundations. We need the corner extensions. That's going to be the main pillar in the middle. And then coming off of that, we're going to use big concrete pillars. Coming off that, we're going to use small concrete pillars. We're going to use 1 meter foundations, just like this. We're going to use railway. And I think that's it. Let's build the center. All the way to the top, 16 meters. I'm sorry, 16 4-meter builds. Boom. Okay. So let's take this part off and grab the large pillar. And it's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and then they use the small pillar. I was doing just a little bit testing because I tried to film this part already, and it was awful. I was stumbling through it. So I did come up with a slight idea here. So this isn't me coming up with this off the top of my head right now. This was me after just a couple of minutes of practice. So I just wanted you to be aware of that, so you didn't think I was incredibly lucky this first time. Anyway, okay. So we're going to get rid of that now. And I want this here, and we'll put one more down there. Now, also in this inspirational photo, you'll see they have the large pillar just kind of touching the top. Is that a good way to describe it? Probably not a good way to describe it. Like the center of the large pillar going one direction, turning 90 degrees, is then 4 meters up. And I couldn't get it to attach anymore, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, here's what I mean right here. This is how it is in the inspirational photo, but I don't know if it's because they changed the railway, the way that curves work, but this gap no longer works. But I found going up 2 more clicks like that did work. So let's go out 4. All right, and now we're gonna do 2 like that. Once again. 1, 2, and then into the center. Perfect. Just like that, just like that. I put that one in the wrong spot. That needs to go up there. All right, so now we'll take our railway, and we want it to be right in the center of this. And we're going to run that like that as a guide, so we can snap to it like so. Now, you can't make that curve if this was down at this level right here. It no longer connects, but I found that this one worked okay. Let's get rid of that. Oh, and you know what? I misspoke earlier. I said we were going to get rid of that foundation, the pillar, but actually what I'm going to do is not use these 1 meter foundations, but instead use the pillar, because I think it's cooler. This is all personal preference. The fact that it hits so nicely and perfect, I think that's really cool. All right, also I'm going to extend this out this way, just for blueprinting. Just for ease of blueprinting, what I'm going to do is then run it one more out that way, and then we'll run another one of these, and then we'll have another line. So we'll have a double spiral going up. All right, you know what? I don't even need to remove that because it's not going to be in the way of this. Yeah, that was easy. Here, look at that. Practice makes personal best. And I love that. And you know what? I realize now I don't even need that other ramp right there. Yeah, so now we have even one fewer item to build and delete each level. Yeah, this is pretty cool. And that looks to be as high as I can go. Right? Yes, that's as high as we can go. Let's use it and check it out. Or should we look and see? There's an awful lot of room. Okay, let's imagine for a minute we were going to do a double helix. Is this even possible? Let's just test before I write it off, because it would be kind of cool if it were to. So we would do literally the same thing, just 180 degrees flipped, right? Yeah. Let's see if it'll fit. That way, 2 there, 2 more of these. Some of this. Yak attack. All right, this should be plenty to test. Let's drop there. I went the wrong way on this one. Okay, so just... let's get rid of that pillar because it's in the way from this direction. Which is fine. Okay, okay. Now, no, we have to do one more to see if they'll clip. I have not tested this before. This is all, you're getting that pure brain vomit out of Old Bed's head. But we're almost done. And I appreciate your patience. You know what else I appreciate? If you were to leave me a comment down below, I would love that. And if you like the video, hit the like button. And if you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. I've set myself a ridiculous goal to try to go from just over 2,000 subscribers now, all the way up to 10,000 by the end of the calendar year. And I think we could do it. Oh my god, it's gonna work. Okay, first off, we don't need that one. And we don't need... oh, I already deleted that one, but we do... oh my gosh, this is awesome. Okay. Wait a minute, what does that mean for us, though? And you know what, before I talk any further, let's make sure that a locomotive would sit on here. It would. How cool would that be if they're going up and down? Oh my gosh, I'm in love with this. Okay, so new plan. You've seen me do it now, and now I'm just gonna do the offset, and we're gonna go all the way up, and then we're gonna make some touch-ups. I love it. Look at this, it's so cool. Let me see. What if we take this and zoop it like this? There, now it'll look even more supported. All right, you know what? We could even do big pillar frames. Yeah, like that. Maybe. All right, so we've got options. We've got pillars on the side. That's so plain, overdone. This I like better. What if I take big metal pillar now? That looks kind of cool. All right, so now we've got another option like that, an option like that, an option we could do it like that. We could put the center pillar back in and then get rid of these. So it would just look centered. Oh, I think I like that best. We'd have these cantilevered arms just coming out from the middle. And then, yeah, the whole thing will look cantilevered like this. And this won't get in our way as much looking at the trains going up and down. So let me know down below if you think I've made a horrible decision here. I would be happy to change it up. I'll also put this blueprint on my Discord, so if you'd like to join my community Discord, the link is down in the description below. There's a lot of people there talking about Satisfactory Plus, and it's a whole lot of fun. We have a pretty great community, I do say so myself. There. We're done? We're done. I think we're done. Hold on a second. Is this gonna line right up perfectly? We've got... okay, so this is flat on the ground. So it's flat on the ground. We'd need 1.5 foundations, which is what's left on the top. I'm pretty sure this is perfect. I love it. All right, there we go. This is my take on a train double helix. using this as inspiration. It would have taken me a lot longer to do it if I didn't have this inspiration, because just that one photo alone gave me this spacing, which worked out really well. And so from there was just very few trial and errors to do. So I love it. Okay, let's go use it. Look at that concrete. It takes 740 concrete. I'd actually increase the inventory rule up to 1,000 just to do it. Wow, yeah, so trying to put this thing into use is hard, and I'm going to just throw away all the footage that I've been doing between now and the previous footage you've seen, which was a few days ago, because using this thing is a lot harder than I thought. And I'll tell you why right now really quickly before I share a few other things with you. When you put this in here, you need eight different directional inputs and outputs, right? Because we're going to have trains ascending along this line here, and then descending along this line there, and then down there, right? And so the descending lines are going to want to be able to go onto this traveling direction rail line and the one going this direction, but also to be able to get off of each of those. So for the train line going this way, I need one going on and one going off for the ascending, one going on, getting off for the descending, and the same thing on this directional traveling train track, which means we need 8 different connections on these things. And you can't put them on the same side. You can't have inputs and outputs on each of these sides because it puts a train marker too close together, so you have to spread them out. Anyway, I'm not going to show all that. It's been hours and hours of painstaking trial and error, and I still don't have a solution yet, but I have an idea. So we're going to go forward with that idea. But I do want to share with you this comment here that just really inspired me. I just got it a few minutes ago, right before I went to go walk my dog, and it says, not the 4 buildings of Tetra, but the 4 pillars of Tetra. And I think that is awesome. Yes, we have the 4 pillars of Tetra. When I first read it, I was also thinking, oh man, but what about the middle? That's also kind of like really like a pillar. But honestly, that donut and the space elevator itself are just too small to be pillars of Tetra. And we're going to give them a special name that I'll reveal in just a second here. Now, here's an overview of the complex. The whole thing is called Tetra. The outer buildings are the 4 pillars of Tetra. And when I went to go walk my dog, after thinking about this comment and getting all pumped up about 4 pillars of Tetra, I decided I want to name the 4 pillars of Tetra after some of my favorite stars in the universe. So I'm going to name the northernmost building, shown here, Vega. I was going to call it Polaris, the northern star here, because it always points north. But actually, I think we'll name the space elevator tower and the donut together as Polaris. So that'll be the storage hub and space elevator are called Polaris. And that being, instead of being the North Star here, you know, the guiding light, the North Star here in the Northern Hemisphere always points straight north. That's kind of what's special about it. It lands in such an axis that the whole night sky spins around that point, and it's always visible, which is really cool. And that also kind of sounds like the space elevator, right? So we've got Polaris in the center. The northernmost pillar of Tetra is Vega. Great star, great star. The western one that we've been building in the most and playing with is going to be called Betelgeuse, because I think that's really cool. And the new Beetlejuice movie is coming out soon, so it's kind of relevant, I think. I just love it. The southern pillar, excuse me for misspeaking, the southern pillar of Tetra is going to be called Aldebaran. Aldebaran. Very cool star, very cool name. And the eastern pillar of Tetra will be called Deneb. All right, after that brief aside, I've learned a few things I think I've mentioned in all of my testing. And I'm sorry I can't show it. It was just so boring. I tried using the footage. I tried making it work. It just won't work. And all my problems boil down to the fact that I'm just building either too close to this part of the corner of the building or too close to having it too close to the outer edge of the building. So one of the solutions is I think is going to be moving the helical tower to the center of the building and moving a little bit further back. And then we can have more sprawling arms for connections. And I think it'll still be really cool. The other thing I realized is that trying to deal with, let's go and get our blueprint up. So here is our Train Tracks Mark II blueprint, and this is what's going to run through the system, right? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 is the center because there's 7 wide towers. So let's put this right in the center. That looks just right at the start of the building. So another part of the problem was having these things too close together. I was having a really hard time getting proper connections. And in addition to that, I was putting them quite close together. And a problem that was giving me was the rail lines were wonkily curving, right? So what I think we need to start doing first is putting these out as kind of as far as we can as a baseline, right? So right here will be the next one. And yeah, that looks pretty good right there. Perfect. Now, if we have these as long as we can, not quite going to get to the center. If we have these as long as we can, we're going to get the most natural curve, I think. And that's kind of the goal right now, so. Alright, that looks good for that. Might lose my hover pack here. Yes, I did. See if I can click that power line. There, I did. Okay. 5, let's run another one of these out. And perfect. See if that works. I'm not positive. Yeah, okay. All right, let's check out the curve. Yeah, so the curve now is going to be way more natural. This looks so much better than anything I had previously. Now, it's not time wasted, right? Because all these things I'm showing you now, were learned in the painstaking hours of just dull tedium. Part of the problem is that I'm quite inexperienced with trains. I just don't use them. I get too caught up in what I'm doing, and I like trucks and belts and stuff like that. I've never really set up a drone network either, so we'll definitely... I don't think drones are in Satisfactory Plus, but that might have changed. This already is just looking way better. The curve of the rails is so much more natural and fluid. This is going to be perfect. All right, so we're going to use this pattern, and we're going to go the whole way around the track in a time lapse. Wow, okay, there it is. Let me turn off the time-lapse camera. And boom. Awesome. Okay. Really very, very cool. I love it so much. Concrete. Okay. Yeah, that was easy peasy. I did have to run down and get a bunch of iron sheets just to help the load. It wasn't filling my inventory fast enough, even with the rule. I did go down and put a Mark IV belt onto that, so that should help in the future. There were a few points over there where I didn't have FACSIT connectivity, so I couldn't fill my inventory automatically, but we got it through, and it is really quite cool. Okay, so here we are, back in Beetlejuice. One thing I want to do pretty quickly, if not right this second, see if I can make a train station. If I can. I can't. I don't have enough heavy modular frames. Could I handcraft some modular frames? I hate to do it. I know. It's not the coolest to just handcraft some things, but what that's going to let us do is power all of these lines, and it's going to make building a lot easier. So I'm okay with it, and I hope you are too. Just kidding, I don't care. Okay, train station. Oh dear. Alright, let's try to hook it up to both lines. This isn't going to be pretty, it just needs to power all the sections. There. Alright, let's let's figure out what we're going to do next. Oh yeah, freedom. Let's go to the center of Beetlejuice here. Right here. And... okay. Alright, let's just zoop out a little ways. And grab our blueprint. Can't afford the steel screws. Let me increase the count of our steel screws to 500. Alright, now we can build our blueprint. Perfect. I love the fact that for inventory management, it's just so cool. Okay, I'm not sure if I care that it's perfectly centered. Although it is, isn't it? That was lucky, but I'll take it. Alright, let's have... yeah, I'm going to have the blueprint point in the generally south direction. Alright, one of the issues that we run into is having electricity for our hover pack. It's so cool to watch that fill in. Alright, I think I did it though. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Let's watch the full blueprint animation. I love it. Really cool. I'm glad to get into using blueprints more. It was supposed to be one of the main tenets, and I just couldn't be bothered. But I'm getting better. All right, now let's hook it up like that and like that. Okay. Now we can arbitrarily pick what's up and down right now because this is the first blueprint we've laid down. What I was trying to do when I headed over there was just, you know, so this is the up, and then I was trying to take it off here and kind of combine into there. What I think I'm going to do is have all of the ons combined, not ons, entrances to the network in the same spot, which is to say over this side. Let's build ourselves a little platform. Okay. And now we're going to pretend this is... we're not going to pretend. We're going to make the decision right now that this is our up traveling line. Okay? Which means the trains will be ascending up here, and then when they want to get off on this floor of Tetra in Beetlejuice, they'll get off right there. Now, trains that are descending and need to get off and onto this floor of Tetra will be coming down right here. So let's see, let's give ourselves a little bit of a platform. And then curve it off just like we did on that one. Where did I go to the, let's see, this line? So let's get this angled correctly. Okay, so it's straight right there. Perfect. Oh, I'm gonna need a little bit more. Need more power for hover pack. All right, and now I want to join these together into one line because they don't need to be separate. We don't need to have so many branches. We can make fewer branches. What am I trying to say? If we combine these right here, we need to add fewer inputs over here. So we're going to take 8 connections down to 4 by pre-combining these. Yes, that's a better way to say it. Okay, let's curve this way now as smoothly as we can. I can't remember how smoothest you can do. And honestly, isn't it funny? I think differently when I'm hovering. And so it was throwing me off being down there. I think it's probably a frame of reference perspective issue, but yeah, so Okay. There we are. Curve like that. And now what I want to do is actually, I think, go one more that way straight. Can I even do such an increment? I don't think I can. Doesn't look like I can. Okay. That's okay. I mean, we'll do it there halfway. And then I wonder if I take it. Okay, I actually wanted to go another foundation in there. So we can have this. Curve to here. I want it to be straight. There, like that. And then straight down. Is that straight? That appears straight. Oh shoot, actually we're clipping into the building of... I wanted this to be done on the outside of the building, outside of Beetlejuice. And we are now inside. See, this is the kind of thing that I did for about 5 hours and nothing ever ended up working. Alright, I'm going to take everything I just did and modify it slightly. Because we're going to stay outside of Beetlejuice. What if I keep it straight? I usually don't love that. Yeah, okay. What if we put it right here? Can we connect to that? No, too sharp. Let's get an idea of where we will be able to connect to that. Maybe like right there. Yeah, okay. There. That actually worked out pretty well. So this is the ascending line, and this is the descending line. But instead of wrapping it around from right here, we can come out right here and do it. So it'll save us quite a bit of room. And we won't encroach as much into the building. Or pillar, excuse me. Okay. Ascending, descending. Okay, cool. Now I want a curve. Do I even need to make a curve, an incline down? I wonder if I just... Too steep. Yeah, let's just make an incline. It'll tell us where we need to be. Let's go to foundations. We're going to do the two double ramp 2 meters. We're going to put it, yeah. Something like that. Zoop out that way, and then let's see. I kind of want to approach it in the center of this. So like right there, maybe? Too sharp of a turn. Okay, so we'll just make this a little less sharp. I think we got it. All right, we're not going to have any clipping issues. We're not going to have any trains driving onto each other. So now they can get on right there. Wait a minute, does that work? That doesn't work. That does work? That doesn't work. Not even close. Nope. Okay. Which is fine. Alright, let's try to split them further first. Nope, that clips in, so I don't love it. Let's try... Yeah, I think we are on the right track, though. What if I do a vertical here? See if that... Yeah, okay. So, do a vertical right here. Something like that. Let's get rid of all of this. And, oh. Yeah, like that, maybe. There. I think I did it. I think I just did it. Just playing around, messing around. Couldn't get it. We got it. I don't hate that. I'm actually pretty fond of it. Awesome. There. Okay, so that's exactly what we needed. I needed a few days break to come up with the idea to couple them before, which should have been immediately obvious, but wasn't, so. Really cool. So now, trains that are coming up or down can get off the helix and go into this floor. Alright, now to do the other side, to do the exit from this level of Beetlejuice. Let's do the same thing we sort of did there, but backwards, because that seemed to work better. So let's just kind of estimate the center of this thing. Appears to be about right there. Turn it to vertical. And I want to match the level. Yeah, this right here. I want it to match this level. So we need one more meter right here. Alright, let's bring something up to the level this way. There. And now soup it a little bit this way. And so now we can have kind of a smoother... Oh, I see. I don't hate that. Maybe working... it's kind of like the workflow is so weird with trains. Oh dear, I'm gonna have to lose my power for a second here. Too close to another switch. Oh, yep, the powering. Okay. Oh, I think I got lucky there. Look at that. Yeah, but it fits, so that's cool. So now let's try to connect these together. If we can do that somehow. There. So now, instead of 8 connections, we have 4. And it's perfect. Oh, let's finish connecting this up, and then we'll remove all the scaffolding, and then we'll be done with this part of the project. All right, and now working backwards from here, we have the descending track right here. The ascending track right here. Something like this, though. There. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect, and I love it. Let's clean up. I'm not going to show that. I'm just going to delete all these foundations carefully. All right, now that I've got all the scaffolding cleaned up, I'm just going to go and I'm going to hook up all of the FactSet network connections across the circle of Tetra and the power lines like this. And then I'm going to delete all the power lines that are just run along the ground here, so we can start thinking about the building that we're going to do. That feels good to get that kind of cleaned up. One of the next tasks we need to do is put supports on all of these down. Put supports down, and I want to color the floor, change the material, maybe have it shiny or something like that. Or maybe asphalt, I'm not sure. Haven't decided yet. But I'm not going to show that on camera either, that's just boring. Probably not even worthy of a time lapse. So I'll put those supports on probably between episodes, because we are getting to the end of this episode. Another comment I got on the last video was this one from longtime friend of the channel, Nikki. She says, I've seen other YouTubers fill in similar floor patterns by just swooping in from the outer curve to the inner curve, is how I read that. So remember, we've talked about this before, maybe last episode or even the one before that, where we have a few different ways to fill in the floor. Here in Beetlejuice, I said I was going to do it by hand. Every time we're going to build a factory, I'm going to customly do that. And I'm going to stand by that. To build the blueprinter, we did try a second method of just swooping along that inner curve. And then now with this suggestion from Nikki, we have a third method to try of zooming in from the outer one. So we will use this train floor as testing grounds for floor filling in on these curved arc buildings, these pillars. So we'll use Beetlejuice as the one where we're going to do it customly. And then let's go over here to Aldebaran. And we will use, which method should we use? Well, we'll use the original second one that I had come up with. Which was, yeah, to just soup it in along that angle. So let's get rid of some of this. You no longer need these, I don't think. And it'll allow us to just clip a little bit less in the floor. There. All right, so let's go right here. And run over here to make it easy so we can see what we're doing. And I don't have any jetpack because I cleaned everything up stupidly. All right, that's as far as we can go this way with this first one. So let's go out this second direction. I think that's pretty good. I don't want to mess with this track right now with these tests. So we'll, you know, maybe do it like that. All right, now we can go in this other direction. Kind of the same way. We'll go this way until it hits yellow once. And then we'll go that way till we get to the, yeah, like that, easy. This is nice and easy to do the floors, at least. I've already almost done one whole pillar. Yeah. I like this already. It's gonna be nice and easy. I just don't think it'll look as good. Hey, you know what else we could do? We could do the same thing. We could do a mix of both. We could lay out a floor like this, and then if we want to start a factory say like right here and have it go there. We could just raise the floor up 1 meter, right, and have a ramp go in or doorways or whatever. So that seems to be pretty promising already, to be honest. All right, but I think I've done enough trial. So this is what? This is in Aldebaran. So let's head over to the east into Deneb. And we'll try the suggested technique. I suspect that this suggested technique will be even better. Oh, but I don't want to go across this again. So it's going to be kind of a modified. No, this will still work. I don't want to touch this again. I don't want to have this all overlapped because I worked really hard on it. And for spacing and measurements, you know, like I wanted these to be perfect without overlap, to count the 7, to perfectly align these things like that. So anyway, let's do it. Let's zoop. Let's zoop it in one at a time. Yeah, this is going to work pretty well, I think. All right, I think I've done enough to make my first opinion. This suggested way of zooping in from the outside is the best, I think. And I think I will probably try to do a mix instead of just doing custom. Especially when I start getting onto, I mean, I have to do so many floors, presumably, eventually. You know, as we build up and up and up and up and up, all these pillars are going to get quite large. The speed with which I can fill in a floor using this technique is going to be so worth it that I think this is definitely what we're going to do. So, great. All right. I don't need to do any more of this right now, though, until we need to start building. All right, I think to fill in, let's turn off zoop again. To fill in on the outside here, we'll just take that same approach. It almost doesn't really matter as long as everything gets covered. I might regret that, but again, the greatest part about Satisfactory is that you can iterate so much because you get all of your resources back. We have mass dismantle. Boy, if you're newer to the game, before mass dismantle was added, you had to delete everything one by one, and it was so tedious. This game sure has come a long way in early access, and I am excited. I'm excited for 1.0. When 1.0 comes out, I will be doing a vanilla playthrough, complete playthrough, to experience the game before going back to Satisfactory Plus. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I hope you'll join me there too, even if you're really just a Satisfactory Plus sucker, like I am. Pretty excited to see what Coffee Stain has planned. And then we get into the new Satisfactory Plus update, which I haven't been following progress on that, so I have no idea. But I do know some people in my Discord have been playing it. I think it's only fitting that we end the episode finishing the spiral train elevator. I hate this. What is with the blueprint? I cannot move it with the H. When locking it in, I can't move it in both directions. I can only arbitrarily do it in seemingly one direction. Let's try to get right under it this time. This has really been frustrating me. I can't move it in that way. It's so annoying. Alright, finally found a method that works. Let me make sure it's pointing in the right direction. It's not. It's not. Okay, let's be patient. We'll get it. It seems like I can only do it in the whatever direction this is. Alright, the arrows are going the correct way this time. Let's see if I can put it There, that looks like it's lined up, and I should be able to move it that direction. There we go. Okay, I've got a method that works now. Get right under it, make sure it's pointing the right direction. And even though I can only do it, even though my left, right, forward, and backwards buttons for nudging only works in this direction, I can make that work by making sure I line it up in the other direction. Cool, I hate it. Shouldn't be that hard. Seems like a bug, to be honest, but we'll worry about that next time. So yeah, let's run this all the way down. And you know what? The lines are powered, so we should have an easier time doing this. Don't even have to worry about power management, so... Blueprints, the only thing we have to worry about is having enough materials, yeah. Letting it fill up with the Facet system. So let's get it lined up as best we can. Let's verify we're going the right way. There we go. And there. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. There. That only took, what, 3 blueprint placements? Not a lot. I need to hook this up. I was messing around and flew too far away and fell, so let's get our jetpack back. Nope, we forgot to hook up the other previous one as well, so... Anyway, I've made a couple of decisions here just doing these few, and that is that I don't want to do any other spirals. This is annoying. We're going to have all the trains that come into Tetra come in through this train line. And I think that'll be cooler anyway. It'll make it... Ooh. I take that back, maybe. I might still bring him in through the red bamboo forest. Never mind, I'm gonna call this out. This doesn't matter. Yep, that's going to do it for this episode. It's been a good one, I think. A lot of frustration, and I had to cut a lot of work out just to get to this. And I don't even think this is epic, but it's functional and was easy in the end. So I'm happy with it. You know, it's pretty cool. We've got the whole train logistic network inside of the train level here at the first start of Tetra. We've got names for our 4 pillars of Tetra. Even the inside Polaris, we've got names for it. But yeah, anyway... Next time we'll start bringing some trains in and get to factory building again. Like actual factory buildings, like constructors and smelters and stuff like that. It's gonna be great. So see you soon. Eat more worse goulash.
Bad Plays Games. 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 Bad